Vertical videos say what? Sorry, I apologize for that intro. Hi, my name is Joe. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see from that ridiculous intro, this is a vertical video. So if you are watching this on your laptop or computer, I urge you to please view this on your mobile phone for an optimum viewing experience. The reason why this is a vertical video is because this is actually a longer version of the IGTV video that I uploaded on my Instagram. And this is just a little bit of a journal with me in my bullet journal. And today we are creating a very, very, very late March calendar spread. And as you can see, I'm only creating a smaller calendar on one page of the spread because there are only 2 weeks of March left. Basically, the first 2 weeks of March were very hectic just because we had, now I'm suddenly forgetting. It was report card time. We had class reviews. It was just a busy time at work. And yeah, my personal bullet journal kind of just took a little backseat because I was using my work one and it was getting a lot of use actually in the first 2 weeks of March because yeah, work was busy, but all of my personal stuff kind of took a little hold, and I ended up using my work bullet journal for my personal stuff. So, I mean, that's not the most professional, but I didn't have time to create a separate spread for my personal bullet journal, and I'm actually kind of thankful that I didn't work on this March spread at the beginning of the month because this gave me some more creative freedom to try new things out. So I'm creating a smaller calendar which has 3 rows and 7 columns, and it is great because I have more space to write in for each day just because there are only 2.5 weeks to this calendar. And I actually really like this format. You do have to flip your notebook horizontally, which is odd for viewing purposes, but I don't mind that just because I am using this at home and I don't mind turning my notebook around just to look at the date and whatnot. So yeah, that's one thing that I really like. And today's theme is a little bit more subdued. I'm using this lavender and blue Mildliner, and I'm just keeping it simple. I am gonna add some little flourishes and some of my signature stars, and I said that so weird, stars and stars and some leaves, and then I used my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen for the brush lettering. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a space at the top of this page, so I'm gonna go back in later and add a little quote, but I didn't really know if I should put anything up there or if I was actually gonna put the title of the page there, but I decided to put the title horizontally to match the calendar. And on the right hand side of the spread, I'm doing my usual kind of monthly page, which involves an in touch, a long to do, a wish list, and an expenses portion. And I've kind of talked about this in previous bullet journal videos, but the in touch portion of my spread is actually taken from With Wendy. She's an amazing YouTuber. She actually does DIY videos and sewing videos, but she does a few bullet journaling videos here and there, and that's where I got the idea from, because she is similar to me in that we are both introverts. And actually, I don't know if she's an introvert, but I am an introvert, and I need this to remind myself of the people that I want to reach out to and connect with. I mean, this month it's going to be a little bit more different. It's probably going to be through Skype or through like smaller meetings and hangouts just because of the current global health situation. But I wrote a few names down of the people that I wanted to meet up with. And it's kind of sad because there are people that I end up having to port over from the previous month just because I never end up getting to hang out with them. So that's a great way to kind of be proactive with your friendships and be more deliberate about communicating with your friends. For the long-term to-do section, which I'm working on right now, I am actually adding a few things that I want to accomplish in the month of March, but have no specific date that I need to do it by. And I think most people have long-term to-do lists, and I like putting it in this page format, just because I can refer to it while looking at my March calendar, and I can pencil in things when I need to onto the calendar. And I added a rounded corner border, I would say, and I left little gaps so I can add little kind of illustrations and stars in between those little gaps to make the different sections of this page a little bit more fun. The next portion of this page is actually my wish list, and I've kind of touched on this in other videos, but I didn't want a specific spread to track my finances and money things. I kind of wanted it all to be in one central place, just because when I'm tracking too many things, if I'm habit tracking or like doing like a food journal or whatnot, like if I'm too overwhelmed with recording things daily, I end up giving up on those tasks or those like habit tracking things quite fast. So I'm finding that if I have a wish list of things that I do want to purchase this month, and having an expenses sheet or portion of this spread which outlines the things that I've actually purchased, I can see that I'm actually spending more money on things that I don't need or don't want. And it's kind of like a wake-up call to me. I've been doing this for about 2 months now, and it's kind of alarming to see how many impromptu purchases I make, and I'm still working on it. Like, I'm trying not to beat myself up for it, and I'm still trying to be more mindful with my money. I think I've been better actually ever since I've been doing this, and I feel like I'm at a good place. But at the same time, I end up only purchasing about one thing on my wish list each month, rather than actually purchasing the things that I've carved out to buy that month. So it's kind of sad, but also a work in progress, so I'm not going to beat myself up too hard. One thing that I will beat myself up over, no, I'm just kidding. The one thing I don't really like about this spread is how I use this interesting font or lettering style to write expenses. If there's one thing that I could change, I would change that. I don't really like this like wonky or block lettering. I don't mind it, and I actually do like that font, but just not in this spread. It just doesn't match because I don't use this font anywhere else. I think if I use my brush pen, it would have been a little bit more cohesive, because I do have some brush lettering on the monthly calendar view. So that's one thing, and I kind of left it quite open-ended because I've realized that the expenses portion of this page ends up being the longest, just because I put one expense for each bullet point, and I kind of write every purchase down. I know I said that I put non-essential purchases in my expenses, but lately I've just putting everything. So if I have student loan payments, I'll add it there. If I have my phone bill, if I have other bills, I'll put it there. So it ends up being like an all-around expense tracker instead of like a non-essential spending tracker, if that makes sense. So I had to pause there because I was getting a little bit confused with the terminology. After working on the expenses portion of the spread, I moved back to the left-hand page because I wanted to add that quote to the top of the page. And I ended up choosing this Christopher Reeves quote, which goes, "Once you choose hope, anything's possible." And I really like this quote just because of the whole global health situation. I kind of talked about this in my my earlier Journal With Me. I think it was Journal With Me number 58, in which I talk about the coronavirus and the current situation in Vancouver. Overall, I still feel like that feeling of fear and despair in the city, and I feel like I've been not doing my part because I've been reading all of these bogus news articles and watching all these fear-mongering videos, and I need to remember just to like choose hope and be more hopeful, but also be smart and listen to reputable sources and whatnot. So yeah, this is just a reminder for myself to be hopeful and to kind of like continue on with my day-to-day life without, being too fearful, and just continuing to be smart about prevention and whatnot. So wash your hands, folks, and continue to do art. This is actually the best time to do art just because of the self-isolation and the social distancing that is kind of needed during this time. So go stay at home, create art, be creative, and yeah, kind of just like release your frustrations through art, because that's when the best art comes out. So I wish you all the best. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay smart. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.